Hi, Maretta.
Hi, Sue. How are you?
Good. Thank you for your time. I'm really glad that you've got some time today just to go through what I'm working on. So, as you know, I'm going through and developing some tools, and I have done all three. I'm pretty okay with the FSK units, but I really want to go through the health unit where I'm designing and developing an assessment tool. So, have you got some time now to go through that with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. So, as you know, we work together, even though we're in different states and we're in healthcare. So I picked a unit relevant to what we do day to day, and that's the HLTSTE001. And that really relates to cleaning and disinfecting reusable medical devices. So I've just sent you some of that competency and some information. And I've really developed three instruments so far to capture what the unit needs. And I really want to test some of them with you so
No
that,
problems.
as you know, we have a range of candidates that come through from CSSD to nursing staff.
Yes,
And I want to make sure that the observation instrument and even the questioning is relevant to that group.
sounds good.
So, yeah, what I want you to do is I've sent you through the observation tool
Yes, I've
and
got
the
those.
perfect. And I want you to look at it from that candidate or learner perspective. So if you can really focus on really the instructions for the candidate with the observation tool. And what I'm a little bit concerned about is that we have to demonstrate or watch them on 3 occasions. So I want to make sure that's captured in the instructions. Have you had a chance to have a quick look at that?
Yeah, I have. I have had a look at that just to check, obviously, for any spelling mistakes or any formatting,
Yeah.
but also just to make sure that it is easily understandable or easily understood by all different types of staff members. And you mentioned the 3 occasions. That shouldn't be hard to achieve in a shift as well.
Mm.
So that should be easy enough to complete within a shift for someone in CSSD or in a scope room. So yeah, no, definitely had a look at those, and you've created enough space. Well, the formatting's really, really good, and yeah, I'll just need to probably review a little bit further just in relation to understanding.
Mm.
But at the moment, looks amazing. Great job.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge because making it relevant to what we do, and hopefully we can utilize this later. But I also want you to have a look at whether I've captured those 3 times in the observation because there's a lot of tasks involved in this tool. So, as you're aware, we don't always see when things go wrong, when there's faulty equipment or if there's a leaking endoscope. So, what I thought I'd do with the other instrument was include a third party report that they can get from their manager or supervisor just to fill in those gaps. And also, I want to make sure I've addressed the questioning. So, are you happy to look at the questioning tool also from that candidate and learner that I've captured at the right level?
Oh, absolutely. And I guess I think you've outlined that it could be done verbally or written. Is that correct?
Yeah, to make it relevant to what we do day to day, because sometimes we might be looking at them on observation but asking questions at the same time.
Yeah. No, that's a fantastic way to observe the task as well. So, no, great job.
Yeah, I know it might take a bit longer being a bigger unit. It's got a lot of tasks. So I think it might take you maybe half an hour or so just to look at what I've done so far before I then test it in like the real world. I want to sort of capture anything that your feedback and validation of the tool is before I go out there and test it on the real people.
Yeah, and I'll definitely make sure that that every type of employee will be able to understand your wording, be able to have access to the tool, and to make sure that if there's any acronyms used or specific words used, that there's definitions provided, and to ensure that that allows for understanding of everyone, and everyone has access to the information. So
And that'll be great. And I picked you for a reason because of your infection control knowledge as well. So, as you know, that's a big part. They do talk about Spaulding's classification and how to deal with chemical spills, etc. So, do you have a clear
absolutely.
do you have a clear understanding of what I'm asking you to do?
Absolutely, you've outlined it very clear, and it's definitely something I'll be able to review and give you some feedback on.
Perfect. So have you got any other questions for me before you go forward?
Just, I guess, the time frame for feedback.
Yeah. So I think if you're able to do it in the next day or two, that'd be great, because I know it's quite comprehensive. And then I can alter anything that you suggested, and maybe we can catch up later and go through it again before I test it.
Absolutely. Sounds great.
That will be fabulous, Miranda. And thank you again for your time. So I'll send through anything that you don't have. Look, I'm happy to send through the companion volumes. I've got access to those, as well as the unit and any other drafts I've had for you to review.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sue.
Thank you.
See you later.